Snow showers in eastern portion of British Columbia and after Alberta.
Still investigating.
Greer, Idaho. Good evening. It's 33 degrees light snow.
3 people injured here. Burns over the upper parts of their body, their faces, their heads. Right now, getting that medical.
All right, let's take a look at a map situation here. The satellite will bear.
Right now, a blizzard warning in effect for parts of.
Couple of event clouds cover the metro New England, stretching out from Midland range, just stretching on the east to New York. Never batch of clouds from northeastern portions of Ohio to northwestern Pennsylvania, west to New York, up in Quebec, and another batch of clouds from southern portions of Texas, out from Mexico, stretching out from New Mexico, down from eastern portions of Arizona. And then another batch of clouds cover from northern California, Nevada, down from western Utah, stretching out from the Pacific Northwest, the North Arkansas, the Dakotas, stretching out western day.
With that blizzard,
the top search of Saskatchewan, Alberta, down from British Columbia.
Actually could see hurricane force wind gusts as well as visibilities down to about a quarter of a mile.
Okay, let's take a look at
snow as it comes on down. Here is the storm system right now.
map situation here. Cold front from off the California stretching in central California down from Oregon, and pink front from west Washington stretching in off the British Columbia coastline and out to sea. Station front from British Columbia stretching out from Alberta, stretching out from Montana down Wyoming down from Colorado to New Mexico. Station front from western Texas down from over Mexico, cold front from northeast Mexico stretching down from Gulf of Mexico stretching off the Florida coastline, and warm and pink front up the Carolina coastline. Cold front from western Tennessee to Kentucky down from West Virginia down from western Pennsylvania down from western New York with low pressure right there.
The most in terms of total. So what we're looking at
Station front from Michigan and cold front from eastern Ontario up into Quebec.
nothing. But the farther south you go, we start to build up and really ramp up.
High pressure centered in eastern portions of Iowa, southwestern portions of Missouri, and low pressure centered in central Idaho, eastern California, and off the Washington coastline and upstate New York and Quebec. Front of body from Idaho to northeast Nevada. Front of mind from southeast Nevada down from western portions of Arizona and western Mexico. And front of mind from northeast Florida stretching off the Georgia Carolina coastline. Here we got 33 degrees out there for an hour. Boston at 35. And Philadelphia
Think that they may have located
35 Washington D.C. 39 in Atlanta, 75 in Miami, 65 in Brownsville, 57 in Dallas, 35 in Kansas City, 25 in Chicago, 21 in Minneapolis, 72 degrees in Salt Lake City, Utah, 53 in Denver, 65 in Albuquerque, pair 60s in Los Angeles and San Francisco, 53 in Seattle, and 30 in Great Falls. For the bottom,
Has the interview to see only on the center 5 tonight, Mayor.
and I spoke to
okay, let's take a look at our current conditions around the region. It is 32 in Boston, it's 32 in Pittsburgh, 30 in Bedford, 32 in Beverly, 31 in Gloucester, 31 in Darwin, 32 in Taunton, 31 in Bedford, 30 in Falmouth, 33 and Chatham, 33 in Martha's Vineyard, 34 in Nantucket, it's 32 in Block Island, West Wayne, and TF Green in Rhode Island, Swain, Smithfield, 30 in Webster, 29 in Sturbridge, 31 in Milford, 20 in Worcester, 32 in Springfield, 30 in Amherst, 31 in Greenfield, 20 in Gardner, 27 in North Adams, Pittsburgh, Massachusetts, 27 in Albany, New York, 20 in Bennington, 28 in Keene, New Hampshire, 28 in Concord, New Hampshire, 27 in Rochester, New Hampshire, 31 in Nashville, New Hampshire, 32 in Portsmouth, New Hampshire, 32 in Windsor Locks, 33 in Norfolk, 32 in Meriden, 30 in Waterbury, 34 in Bridgeport, 33 in New Haven, 34 in New London, 34 in Montauk, 32 in Islip, and 33 in New York City.
today a judge
Okay, let us take a look at our
guardianship of the Martel family members and
HPC forecast discussion here. A rapidly
the media respect their privacy.
deviating coastal system will threaten the New England coast with rapidly
Whether Jerry
heavy snows and high winds widespread.
the broadcast
Precipitation expected with a Pacific front moving over the western United States. Showering and thunderstorm activity to spread
family asked him not to.
Brad Texas Wednesday. Storms expected to develop over the upper Great Lakes on Thursday. As if it's slow tracking up the eastern seaboard, Trinidad will rapidly intensify while it directs with entry from a cold front pushing fat the middle Atlantic states. The storms should track far enough offshore to keep an insignificant precipitation confined to the coastal areas, but strong northerly. The northwesterly flow beyond the storm will make a blustery day up the western and eastern United States on Wednesday. Also, combination of heavy storms and islands surrounding the deep and low will threaten portions of the New England coast with blizzard conditions before the
Belmont is wanted for murder.
storm lifts into the Canadian Maritimes on Thursday. Widespread precipitation is expected for the Pacific, moving inland over the western United States Tuesday night into Wednesday. The highest totals of the coastal areas of Wednesday, Washington State to northern California, as well as down along the Sierra Nevada range, where persistent onshore flow should be behind the front, and the orography should really help boost them out. Higher totals would be possible over the summit of the favorite terrain of the intermountain west and northern and central Rockies. In addition, lower temperatures and snow levels across the west would be a lot for accumulated snow and the swing over the higher elevations. A weak pace of southern stream energy lifted onto the southwest and in return flow from the western Gulf will help trigger and fuel scattered thunderstorm activity across much of Texas on Wednesday. As the energy lifts snow westward on Thursday and additional Gulf moisture gets pulled northward into the southern United States, precipitation should break on and across the middle and upper Mississippi Valley, and conditions should be cold enough to support snows develop across the Great Lakes.
Behind us at the bottom of the hill, you can see that investigators are still on scene. This fatal fire now.
Forecast discussion in New England. There, a powerful ocean storm will bring damaging winds and blizzard conditions very late tonight and Wednesday across Cape Cod and the Islands, with rapidly diminishing impacts over and strong winds inland.
Have not been released. Tonight, the 2 victims' bodies were finally removed.
Milder air returns the end of the weekend to the next weekend, with a chance of showers Friday, Sunday. Dry weather looks to return to the beginning of the work week. Here, near 10 Thursday, for Wednesday, 10 p.m. update. Bomb Genesis is underway with latest meter analysis indicates pressure falls on the order of 7 millibars in the past 3 hours. East of the Virginia coast, numerous lightning strikes near the present fall center. Very typical for rapid cyclogenesis. Satellite imagery confirms that it was a classic barrier clinically forming along the New Jersey and Long Island coastline, including adjacent to ocean water. Snow continues to struggle more northward, given a low level of dry air with a dewport to pressure around 15 degrees. Snow over spreads Rhode Island and eastern Massachusetts 06Z and 09Z. New 00Z.
Over to check. It was fully in.
NEM in fact 24 hours. OZ 8 p.m. Wednesday includes depicted very sharp snowfall gradient across southeast Massachusetts with snowfall dropping off dramatically northwest out of the Cape Cod Canal. The NEM has up to 1.5 inches of QPF over the outer Cape and then tucking it and taping it down about half an inch at the canal. Far northwest of the Boston Providence quarter, and then suggests only trace of the corner of snow. The sharp gradient is very typical and is mid-level deformation band. Well, enter 00Z model. Sweet data making. Any possible changes to previous forecast and headlines now. 00Z NEM sports previous forecast with blizzard conditions Cape Cod and the Islands. As mentioned earlier in the discussion, damage and winds of greatest concern. The new 00Z NEM bringing 70 to 80 knots at 925 millibars across the outer Cape and Nantucket. 12Z 8 a.m. Wednesday. Thursday, damage and wind gusts and likely and possibly a few gusts near hurricane force.
The marathon attack could be revealed this week. The Congressional Committee will report.
Okay. The latest on the storm here.
Told me Center 5 that the report will show that the deceased bombing suspect, Tamlin Zarnaya,
powerful ocean storm will impact the southeast New England tonight and Wednesday. High confidence, heavy snow, strong damage and winds.
The report will also focus
on the northern side, creating blizzard conditions across Cape Cod and the Islands with lesser fat significant impacts
the deadly shooting of a friend of Tamlin.
north and west of the canal. The Wednesday morning commute will be impacted, especially in the Cape and the Islands near zero visibility due to snow strong winds as far as west as the Boston and Providence corridor. This will be a dangerous storm for mariners. Hurricane force wind gusts exceeding 61 knots and seas 20-25 feet for the waters east and southeast of the Cape Cod and Nantucket. Also expecting coast flood wind with a high tide on Wednesday morning with moderate levels, especially for the north and east facing shorelines of Cape Cod and Nantucket and minor for the east shore of Massachusetts, south of Boston and in the area around and including Martha's Vineyard. The winter weather. Cape and Islands will have a blizzard warning Monday night tonight to 2 p.m. Wednesday for the Cape and Islands, while the rest of the region will have a winter weather advisory from midnight tonight to noon Wednesday. Southeast Massachusetts, Plymouth, Bristol County, and southeast Rhode Island, Newport County. Here.
Ran out of power just before the
latest thinking, moderate heavy snow. Time is still begin around midnight Wednesday, heaviest after midnight on Wednesday morning. Tip it off at today and Wednesday. Impacts Cape and the Islands. Blizzard conditions, near zero visibility and heavy snow and hurricane force winds gusts up to 70 miles per hour. Blowing and drifting of snow will make travel almost impossible at the times, especially for the Wednesday morning rush hour. Also expecting down trees and power lines and snow accumulations of 5 to 10 inches. With a high amount across the outer Cape and Nantucket, southeast Massachusetts, and southeast Rhode Island.
Weather or the southern Indian Ocean has improved.
Potential for snow along with some blowing and drifting. Reduced visibility is down to a quarter of a mile if possible. Hazardous travel for the Wednesday morning rush hour, especially closer to the canal. Snow accumulation 205 inches, but has amounts closer to the Cape Cod Canal.
Searching an area that's larger than the state's.
Here are the potential snowfall estimates: 8 to 10 inches of snow from southeastern Cape and Islands around Chatham and eastern Nantucket. 8 to 10 of western Nantucket, eastern Vineyard, and middle and the arm of the Cape. Here from Provincetown and Hyannis. 4 to 6 inches from western Martha's Vineyard and western Cape from Falmouth up to the border and down through Wareham and Plymouth County. 2 to 4 inches from south eastern Rhode Island and for Newport County and Rhode Island, stretching up for Escort, Dartmouth, New Bedford, Fall River, stretching up through Taunton, up into the Brockton and the Plymouth County, and stretching it up into Hanover and up into South Shore. One wind should possible from much Rhode Island, stretching it down through Bristol County and down for Norton, Taunton, stretching down through Norfolk County, and stretching down to Worcester, and stretching down from much of Great Boston and points north and west of Boston here, and less than an inch of snow from north central Connecticut down for western Massachusetts and north central Worcester County and up in southern New Hampshire here. And now,
Last time, Nicole Kidman dissed Kimmel for Damon.
the winds. High wind warning 5 a.m. to 8 p.m. Wednesday, Cape Cod and the islands of immediate southeastern Massachusetts, and wind advisory 6 a.m. to 8 p.m. Wednesday, remainder to southern New England there.
Wednesday morning on YouTube.
And coastal wind headlines: hurricane force wind warning 5 a.m. to 2 p.m. Wednesday, southeastern outer waters. Storm warning 5 a.m. to 2 p.m. Wednesday for Stellwagen Bay, Massachusetts Bay, Cape Cod Bay, Nantucket Sound, Buzzards Bay, Vineyard Sound, Block Island, Rhode Island Sound, and the waters south and Block Island. And gale warning 2 a.m. to 8 p.m. Wednesday, Narragansett Bay to Boston Harbor. What to expect? Strong to damaging winds, timing 5 a.m. to 8 p.m. Wednesday, strongest
Chronicle Wednesday.
winds Wednesday morning into the evening. Impacts Cape Cod and the Islands, east, southeast of Massachusetts. Northerly winds 30 to 40 miles per hour, gusting up to 70 miles per hour, result in some downed trees and power lines. Result in scattered power outages and possible property damage. Worst conditions will be across the outer Cape and Nantucket, where winds may briefly gust to hurricane force. Winds will combine with heavy snow to create blizzard conditions. Remaining southern New England. Northwest winds 20 to 30 miles per hour, gusts up to between 45 and 55 miles per hour. Few down tree limbs and isolated power outages are possible. Timing 5 a.m. to 8 p.m. Wednesday, strongest winds Wednesday morning and evening. Impacts for mariners. Hurricane force wind warning for the southeast outer waters east of the outer Cape and south of Nantucket. Northerly winds about 35 to 45 knots with gusts up to 65 knots. Seas 18 to 23 feet. Storm warnings for all other waters but Boston Harbor and Narragansett Bay. Northerly winds about 25 to 35 knots with gusts up to 55 knots. Seas 5 to 8 feet, and gale warnings for Boston Harbor and Narragansett Bay. Northerly winds about 20 to 30 knots with gusts up to 45 knots. Aviation and LWS anticipated winds up to the miles per hour will be around 2,000 feet. Periodic wind gusts. Whoa my! Hurricane force gust winds off the eastern Nantucket coastline and out the outer Cape coastlines. Up to 60 to 70 miles per hour from southeastern Massachusetts and then for central and western portions of Cape and the islands here. 50 to 60 miles per hour winds for eastern Rhode Island and for Bristol and Plymouth County and up into Norfolk County and into Boston and up in the North Shore, and 40 to 45 miles per hour from Metro West and Northwest Rhode Island and for much of Connecticut and for central and western portions of Massachusetts.
Determined not to let them get away. Tonight, those alleged robbers have some serious...
Coastal flooding 6 a.m. and 10 a.m. on Wednesday, Cape Cod and Nantucket. Coastal flood advisory 6 a.m. and 10 a.m. Wednesday, east coast of Massachusetts, south of Boston and Cape Cod Canal. Dukes County, Massachusetts, including Marcus Vineyard.
Time when this kind of thing happens, you never see the people who break into your house. But on this day, Robert Jarvis did.
I could tell.
This is Chatham, surge 2.5, waves 8 to 20 feet. And we could see major coastal flooding for the Cape and Nantucket. Minor flooding from Martha's Vineyard and from Plymouth, stretching it up into Boston here.
First he lost them, but it speeds them up to...
Latest thinking potential coastal impacts. Time Wednesday morning, 9 to 8 to 9 a.m. Impacts Cape Cod and Nantucket, especially the North Shores. Minor and moderate coastal flooding when the storm surged at 2.5 to 3 feet. With waves at 20 to 25 feet just east of Cape Cod and Nantucket. A number of vulnerable shore roads, including the several about the Nantucket area. The Nantucket Harbor area will be subject to flooding. 17 new residents also likely along the Cape Cod Bay and ocean sides of Cape Cod and the east side of Nantucket. Eastern Massachusetts, south of Boston, and then Martha's Vineyard. Minor coastal flooding is likely with isolated pockets of moderate. Coastal flooding between Hull and Plymouth, Massachusetts. Flooding is especially vulnerable shore words may cause brief closure around the time at high tide, and some erosion is also possible to shortline the expected high wave
what could have happened
activity.
If she walked in and they were in there, that'd be...
Closer remarks for the Cape and the Islands. Blizzard conditions with the potential for hurricane force wind gusts, especially on the outer Cape and Nantucket. Southeast Massachusetts renowned. Minor snow with strong winds, low visibility times. Significant impact will be Wednesday morning commute and marine hurricane force wind gusts on the southeastern outer waters with storm force winds elsewhere, excepting in harbors and the bays where gales are anticipated. And coastal flooding and moderate coastal flooding with beach erosion is anticipated along portions of the Coast Guard and the Nantucket shorelines with moderate coastal flooding in the East Shoreline of Massachusetts, south of Boston area, around the including Martha's Vineyard.
Preparing for the president's arrival. One agent was found drunk and passed out.
And school bus forecast 7 a.m. 28 degrees with snow, with the 2 p.m. 35 light snow.
The president arrived in Amsterdam
And
yesterday.
Okay, new moms
if you
trying to shed the baby weight should do it sooner.
school will be decided depending on how bad the storm and the wind is here, so stay tuned to your station for school closes and school delays tomorrow morning. Okay, we are under a winter weather advisory from midnight tonight, midnight tomorrow night to noontime on Wednesday. Locations: Plymouth, Bristol County, the southeast of Massachusetts, the Newport County, the southeast of Rhode Island. This includes the cities and towns of Taunton, Brockton, Plymouth, Fall River, New Bedford, Mattapoisett, and Newport. Hazard types of accumulated snow along with Florida drifter snow. Accumulation of snow, accumulation of 2 to 5 inches with the higher amounts closer to the Cape Cod Canal. Time of snow develops between 2 a.m. and 5 a.m. The height of snow will be fall between 7 a.m. and midday Wednesday. The snow will come to the end by early afternoon. Impact snow accumulation may make driving difficult very late tonight and Wednesday morning. In addition, windy conditions will result in a blown and drifted snow along with the poor visibility. And Wednesday morning rush hour may be impacted significantly, especially towards the Cape Cod Canal, where travel is not recommended. Winds up 23 miles per hour, with gusts up to 55 miles.
Focusing on recovery.
55 miles. Temperature at 30, visibility 1/4 mile less than times then.
Little voices there, Danielle. Oh, yes. I can't wait for the marathon. I'm actually running it.
A winter weather advisory is issued when the storm and ice is forecast to be developed in the affected areas, but the accumulations of forecast to be light. Any storm ice would be resulted in slippery conditions on the treated roadways and sidewalks, when temperatures are below freezing. Motorists need to be especially careful on bridges and overpasses, where slippery slopes can easily develop. Wind advisory remains in effect from 6 a.m. to 8 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time Wednesday. Locations south of New Hampshire, Northern Connecticut, and Rhode Island along Massachusetts is included in the wind advisory, except for eastern and southern Plymouth County along the Cape Islands, which are under a high wind warning.
You can actually see wind gusts, hurricane force strength.
Winds northwest 20 to 30 miles per hour, wind gusts between 45 and 55 miles per hour. Timing: strikes winds from mid-morning Wednesday into the early Wednesday evening due to the impacts of few down tree limbs and isolated power outages are possible.
The bulk of it still down to the south over parts.
And precautionary preparedness actions. A wind advisory is issued when it's a winds are forecast to be 31 to 39 miles per hour, or gusts will range between 46 and 57 miles per hour. Winds this strong and capable of damaging some small tree limbs and isolated power outages and branches. Traffic can be difficult, especially high-profile vehicles. On day 1 tonight, winter weather advisory. Day 2 for 7, Wednesday 5th, Monday, winter weather advisory, wind advisory. Okay, let's take a look at our 7-day forecast. It's going to be like next. Overnight, snow likely mainly after 5 a.m. Cloud skies with a low of 26 degrees. Northwest wind about 7-11 miles per hour with a gust at 20 miles per hour. Chance of precipitation 6%. Total nighttime street accumulation less than 1 inch possible. Wednesday, snow mainly before 2 p.m. High to 37 degrees. Breezy northwest wind about 20-25 miles per hour. Gust at 55 miles per hour. Chance of precipitation is 80%. New street accumulation 1 inch is possible. Wednesday night, most cloud skies during the early evening. The coastal clear with a low at 17 degrees. Blustery with a northwest wind about 17-22 miles per hour. Gust at 46 miles per hour. Thursday, most of the skies are 40 degrees. West wind about 10 to 30 miles per hour. Gust at 23 miles per hour. Thursday night, most skies are low 31 degrees. Southwest wind about 9 to 30 miles per hour. Gust at 23 miles per hour. Friday, slight chance of rain or freezing rain before 7 a.m. But a chance of rain showers. Most skies are 55 degrees. Chance of precipitation 40%. It's breezy skies. Friday night, showers likely mainly before 9 p.m. Most of the skies below 41 degrees. Chance of precipitation 60%. Saturday, showers likely be skies low high near 56 degrees. Chance of precipitation 6%. Sunday night,
as well as tree limbs, so you want to be careful. That also is going
showers
on the water. So
likely cloud skies below 39 degrees. Chance of precipitation 60%. Sunday, chance of showers partly to cloud skies with a high near 49 degrees. Chance of precipitation is 50%. So yeah, podcast skies on 34 degrees. Mondays, most of the night skies are near 53 degrees. Monday night, podcast skies on 34 degrees. For Tuesday, parts of the night skies are near 52 degrees. Peters, what a phrase of the night! A wild and a wintry day on tap for tomorrow. This is PJs. We have a good night with a good positive. We see you early in the morning for the latest thunderstorm. Have a good night. See you tomorrow. See you in the morning.